Yo. If you're watching this, you are about to watch episode 9 of Pawns of the Lanceboard, or you are about to hit X and not watch any of this at all. But I'm just sort of prefacing this video with the fact that I got pretty drunk when we were playing this towards the end, which I have a bad habit of doing. You're going to see that in the next play session. We get really drunk. It's really bad. Anyways, towards the end of this, the recording got cut off. So you're going to watch, I don't know, about 15 minutes of this, and then I'm going to jump in and get at the end and tell you what you've missed, because it's fairly important to the story. And the beginning of the next play session, we kind of go over again what is deleted, because I knew it was deleted at that point. But yeah, I had a video file that got corrupt, that the header's broken or something, and I just can't recover the file. So yeah, I've probably talked all I need to talk on this subject. So yeah, enjoy episode 9 and see you in like 15 minutes. Peace.
There was many different ways for this to go. This was the brute force method. I wasn't necessarily expecting people to end up in, but this is fine. Hopefully it's not too unbalanced. So, sorry, I'm probably not the most professional line of sighter here, but this is hard to make this show up and make sense. Okay. Yeah, that looks about what you guys might see right now. If you look up to the left, you know, I'm just going to show you the outline of it so it makes sense. That's a cabin. I can't really show you guys the walls right now. I'm not sure how that looks from your perspective. But that little square, do you see what I'm talking to? That the two goblins are standing by? Yeah? That's a cabin. Okay.
Now, is this is this even ground, or is there a downward slope or upward slope towards the cabin?
Essentially towards the cabin is pretty even. This thing that you're just directly to the west of you, that is an upward slope, in that right now you are lower than the peak of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And that slope represents about like 10 to 15 feet height. You might be able to like scurry up it with some measure of skill, if you catch my drift. Okay, so it is now the goblin's turn.
Actually, my turn.
You're right, it is your turn.
All right, so I'll roll to see if I can get over this. 1, 2.
You can. I was gonna say, yeah, you can probably actually just skirt the whole process without even consuming more movement points. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so as I swing back out of that charge to strike the goblin, I'm hoping to intimidate it into surrendering when it sees how ridiculous this swing is. It's coming. Should be worth versus his will defense.
Yeah, no, I'm not even concerned with it. He's got fucking 2 hit points left, and he's a goblin. Iron Lung chases up behind. We can essentially say that this is practically at the same time of all the running that just previously happened. Grabs a hold of the goblin by sort of the neck of his armor, whips him up into the air, just freeze, sort of banging him down on the ground as he does it.
It's like I'm demanding to know how many are there.
Which he does and cowers and just sort of turns and points off in the direction and in broken common says, "Not sure, there."
He said much?
Oh, he says, "Not sure, but over there." Like you startled him so much, like basic math is too much for a goblin at this point. Like,
okay. All right.
That's, I guess in this case for sure. I'm not sure if that. Yeah, that would usually be a major action, wouldn't it? For like the intimidate roll, like
Intimidate's a minor.
you think is a minor to like grab a hold of something and
Double check.
in
Pretty
this
sure it's
case
fine.
I'm gonna call it your combat action just because we're gonna in the process we'll say you can sort of render this goblin useless by smashing it face first into the ground after he
Crushing
swings.
his windpipe.
Yeah. I'm gonna rule that he hasn't killed him based on the fact that he just says he didn't say that he killed him, but that you've essentially immobilized him for combat due to fear and bashing him face first into the ground. And
It's a standard action. Just
yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
standard action.
Okay, so it is now the goblin's turn, in which they come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be an interesting roll here. Negative 2 here. Misses. Another one. Toss this one here. Oh, hits.
Hmm.
Oh, because he
Oh.
crit. That's why. Yeah,
Like
that's
my
the
lucky
range.
day.
Yeah. Damage dice here. So you see two goblins that were on the bridge start to run to your direction. You've sort of lost sight of them through the trees, but you do see a couple daggers whip through, one towards Braxis that he deflects at the last minute, and the second one hits Jared directly on, sort of sneaks by his shield and sinks into a chink in his armor between his shoulder and his breastplate. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the range on these? 10. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, just out of range of those goblin daggers. And that would make it Abraxas's turn, who runs, sort of looks off to the left, sees these two coming, and says, "I'll take care of these two, or you take care of the ones in the trees." 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's within his range. Okay, and he goes to toss a dagger of his own, actually on the closest goblin, and misses. That would make it Vengar's turn.
So I kind of, in response to Braxis's comment, kind of peer around and see if I can see something in the trees.
You'd have to get closer to sort of see anything, really. I mean, there's
Okay,
just
well,
two big trees in front of you.
Okay. So I'm going to...
The only reason that you can't actually see behind there is simply just due to line of sight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 2, 3, and I'm rushing out because I can't see anything with my shield in front of me. 4, 5, I guess.
Okay, so from here, that will give you full vision on this whole area.
Okay.
Let's just say you can see this. I mean, Iron Lung, you can roleplay that you can't see this, but not that it really is probably going to affect your decisions and actions that much anyways.
Okay, so I'm also going to use my action point.
Okay.
And I'm going to run, still with my shield forward, to the goblin nearest me.
Sure.
And I'm going to use my accelerating strike. Oh,
Okay.
wait, no. No, I'm not going to do that. Sorry. And I'm just going to use Twisted Eye on this guy as well. So, just basic.
Sure. Cool.
And I miss.
Okay, so yeah, Vanguard goes charging at blazing speed through the trees, following Braxis's general command. Runs up and makes a quick dash to the closest goblin with his sword. Not that you see any of this iron, but makes a dash at him with his sword, which the goblin dives out of the way last second. And I guess that's your turn, and that would make it Ironlung's turn.
Just for completion's sake, I also mark him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so as I come through the trees, basically right after Vengar,
Mm-hmm.
you see the two goblins at the same time. I actually think it's probably a pretty good idea to also spend an action point here. 'Cause I'm feeling a little bit bothered that we've lost our element of surprise.
Sure.
So I spend my action point to charge here, and I howl as I attack with my... Where the fuck are all my abilities at? There it is.
What was it? You got to announce it before you do it, just so I
My
know.
howling
Your howling strike?
strike.
Okay. I mean, clear. I don't have to explain that, right? Like, you could be using a daily, and then if it misses, you choose not to use it.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely take it.
Okay, so Ironlung paces you, pace for pace, Vengar, as you charge through the trees, sort of kicking branches side to side as you head through. Just where your attack fell short, the goblin snuck off to the side, opening himself for Ironlung to come in, screaming at the top of his lungs. Brings his sword directly down on the goblin's shoulder, cutting a deep gash.
I think this is a good time to take a deep breath right next to Vengar, and out of nowhere you see lightning
Might as
cackle
well.
this area.
So
out of my mouth.
it's during his scream that he did during his previous attack that as his strike finishes, the scream sort of hits a crescendo, if you will, shoots lightning out of his mouth.
Actually gonna double check something right here because this might be pretty good.
So what
I
do I
charged.
see? Sorry, go ahead.
He literally breathes lightning.
Okay.
into this area.
Mhm.
Okay.
That should have been a +1, but that's okay. There we go. Hit one and missed one.
Mhm. So we'll even just say combined sort of at the same time. He strikes down with his sword as he's screaming, and lightning comes careening out his mouth that connects with his sword and travels down his sword into the goblin. Just sort of starts shaking and fighting. There we go. Okay, we're recording again. Okay, so it is Ironlung's turn.
So as I kind of rounded around this boulder and the goblin didn't see me, I go ahead and start with another howling strike as I do it kind of an uppercut motion. And we get some combat advantage here, so go ahead and roll and hit.
So Ironlung comes careening around the boulder, sneaking in behind the goblin, grabbing it by the back of its head, and just smashing its head against the boulder as he's screaming. To which he responds with complete surprise and fear by...
You know, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I already know the answer to my question.
So he responds by shifting out of the way here. And then directing an attack towards Ironlung. So he takes it. What just happened there?
Oh, sorry. I can shift twice or shift 2 in response to a shift.
Oh, okay. That's valid. I'm gonna say that you are gonna have to shift there.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say that's difficult because you were here.
Yeah.
Okay, you could shift here, or you could
But
shift to
then-
where I'm just gonna put you, wherever you want.
Yeah.
But
No, okay.
not
Let's.
the one
I think
direction.
let's just stay where I am now.
Okay. Yeah, you're inside tree branches right now at this point.
Okay.
So, yeah, he takes a knock to the head from Ironlung, but despite the fact being a goblin, sort of gets his act together pretty quickly and dives out of the way, jabbing his sword into his leg as he jumps back. The goblins down south.
Oh,
This
sorry.
one, go ahead.
Did he? Is he rolling for damage on that? Or did he hit him?
He hit him. Thank goodness you reminded me of the fact that he didn't roll damage yet. Thanks for that. Ironlung can hate on you for that.
Damn,
I have a vest-
teammates rooting against me.
I have a vested interest in him doing damage because
Well,
now
he
the
did
goblin
damage,
also
all
takes
right.
10 damage.
He takes 10 damage?
Yeah, mind spike.
Damn.
He gets a headache and a nosebleed.
No, much more than that. He turns around and
Head
drives
explodes.
his sword into Ironlung's leg as he's sort of like diving back, but just sort of like freezes in spot as he does, and just sort of like starts to like try and scream, but just like starts shaking and just like falls over in the process with like blood pouring out of his nose, because he is definitely dead. Okay, so then it's down south.
I got hit pretty hard, so I don't even really get the chance to understand what happened there, and I kind of
Yeah, we're gonna even just sort of say you didn't even really notice that.
with the Vanguard, and I'm definitely confused. But we're in the middle of battle, and we don't have really much time to talk about it. So
Exactly.
And functionally, I'm not sure that Vengar knows what happened.
That's incredibly valid as well. Finally,
So-
Braxis. Shut up. Go upstairs. You're a gross dog. You're this... I'm house-sitting this strange dog with like hemorrhoids and skin conditions. Go upstairs. I don't like you. I like Forrest. I don't want to be mean to you, but you're so weird. You make weird noises. He's a pug. Blech.
I just unsubscribe from my channel because they hear it. The dog.
Okay, so down south, there's been lots of parrying and dodging back and forth, but no, get down from there. No, not you, Forrest. You can stay. The goblins sort of like maneuver Braxis into a position where they both push towards him and do some serious damage to him. Some serious.
Hello again. You got this far. Congratulations. Unfortunately, like I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is right where this play session sort of cut off accidentally. Again, the video file recorded, but Fraps corrupted it. I have since started recording in OBS, so hopefully we're not going to have these problems in the future. I'll just sort of fill you in quickly on what happened after this video session had ended. Characters had mopped up the remaining goblins. Nobody died. It was close. Braxis was in trouble. But right after then, they had sort of like a what's next moment. To the northwest, which I don't even know if you guys saw maybe at the map at some point. There was a cabin. I'm sure you probably saw it. Which was an abandoned logger's cabin. 2 doors, a back and a front. The players not really knowing exactly how to go about entry or what's inside. They ended up choosing to come at both the back and the front door at the same time. Braxis and Iron taking the front door, and Vanguard taking the back. Iron had no trouble careening through the front door. Vanguard had a little more trouble, amusingly, with the back door, failing 2 skill checks to bash it open, at which point he then simply tried to open the door and found it unlocked. Let that be a lesson to all players. Turn the knob before you use your shoulder. He found his 2 companions in a pitted battle with a young shadow dragon, which they did manage to dispatch, again in a very close fight. They were left sort of confused as to what that thing was doing there. I won't really spoil as to why, but Iron took its lower jaw with him. In fact, I think Vanguard chopped off the whole head to take it back to the captain to sort of prove that it was there and inquire as to what it was doing there in the first place. So the next play session, it pretty much ended right there. You didn't miss, I mean, as much as it was sort of exciting and this and that, you didn't really miss a whole bunch of time played. We cut it short right then because it was late and I was pretty drunk. The next play session picks up that evening. So again, there wasn't that much role-playing or anything. There was nothing missed. It was just some combat. So you'll see where we pick up. And we go over briefly in the beginning of that session what happened previously, because I was aware of the fact that we lost that video. Yeah, aside from that, the next play session videos that you'll see coming up will have my webcam embedded in the bottom corner. Technology, because I am using OBS now, and we're working on getting the other webcams up and going as well. I just have no idea how to do that, to record locally and have other webcams coming in. If you know, send me a message. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you in a day or two. Peace.